I thought it would be a fun little video to talk about some of the excuses we give ourselves when we're on a book buying ban. Hello everyone, welcome back to A Fictional Escapist. My name is Kris, and today's video is very aptly titled, I'm on a book buying ban, but I know a lot of us have had book buying bans, or like myself, on a low buy year, and I've definitely let myself squeeze a few things through that weren't necessarily in the rules to begin with. So I thought, let's chat about some of the things that you said that you give yourself permission to do while on a book buying ban. Before we jump into that, make sure you check in the description box down below for links to my social media and Discord. If you want to come along for the ride, they are there for you to click and do so. So I asked this question on my X account probably in March of this year, before the whole country thing went to crap and people started exiting of X. But won't go into that here. I asked this question: what are some of the things that you tell yourself that you're on a book buying ban, but give yourself permission to do? And there are a few things that came through. I have 7 here that I want to go through. 2 of these are mine, and 5 of these came from the responses over there that have been condensed into a a little list of things here. And I thought I would talk about them and also see if I've used any of these. So without any further ado, let's jump in to reason number 1. I am in a book buying ban, but I'm not. This one made me laugh so hard because I feel like a lot of people put themselves on book buying bans, and it's very restrictive. If you're on a ban, is it a complete ban? Do you give yourself caveats to buy certain things, which is what this is all about? I'm on a book buying ban, but I'm not. Certainly resonated, particularly on my first year of BookTube, where I was like, I wanted to stop spending so much money on books, and you can see behind me a lot of these I did buy in the first year of BookTube. There's also another bookshelf here to the side, and 2 more out in the lounge room that you can't see in this video. I was like, I need to stop spending so much money on books, but like that drive, that FOMO to get what people were reading, if I thought I was going to enjoy it, I would pick it up, and I had a lot more disposable income then as well. So I just went ham, and I was on a book buying ban, but I was not at all. Zero book buying ban happened in that first year, even with the good intention of to stop spending money on books. The second one we have here is, but the book is discounted, so I should just buy it anyway. I think we've all fallen into this trap where we have gone, I need to stop spending so much money on books, but this book isn't as much money as it would have been. Therefore, I am allowed and justified to purchase that book. I've definitely fallen into this trap, particularly with some books that, if I'm looking at like author websites or Amazon or wherever I may be purchasing a book from at that time, if it drops down significantly in price, and if you're someone who likes to look for a bargain, maybe you've got like coupons or whatever that send you emails to say something is cheaper, and you go, well, that is 20 to 30% cheaper than what I would have been purchasing it at. So maybe the time is now, perhaps. I have probably done this one, not as much as the others, but I would say it's a safe bet to say that I've done this at least once. Number 3, if I've really enjoyed an arc, I want to buy the book when it comes out and it doesn't count, or if it's a special edition. I would assume this one meant of that book as well. And I have done this, again, not as much as some of the others on this list, but so this year I entered a low buying year, for example. It was to give myself a budget for a full 12 months. I really need to do a budget check in to see where I'm at with that. But I read The Bloodstones by Tori Tekken, and I'm not someone who needs to physically own all the books that I read, and I'm trying to get better at reading them on my Kindle, particularly when it comes to indie books, because they can be quite expensive to get from like author websites, and the shipping and whatnot is crazy. So I need to love it if I'm going to get a physical copy of it. And even if you go down the Amazon route, there's no judgment there. It is often the cheapest way to get books, but I know that authors tend to make a lot more on their website, so I try to go that route whenever I can. I have done it to the Bloodstones. I did spend the money, and Sister Samurai is another one. I think I spent $80 to get a novella to me, purely because I loved it so much. So I've definitely done this one a couple of times, but I don't know. I'm divided on is this a reason? So let me know if you've done this one as well. Number 4, if it is my favorite author or my favorite author releases a book, I'll buy it, and it has the caveat I have a lot of favorites. I I thought this would be a bigger thing for me on the low buy year where I would buy things from a favorite author. And it hasn't really been because I've had the rest of like the series or other books from that author to read. But I try to personally vary my reads so I don't tend to binge anything. So if I read an author 1 month, I probably won't read them the next month, or I won't read 2 books by that author in 1 month. Same thing with series, like I'll read one month and then I'll carry on the next month, but I don't tend to do a binge. Um, so this hasn't been too much of a thing on this low buy year for me personally. Pre low buy year, I probably would have just bought them and had them on the shelf. So I can definitely see this being a big thing for someone. And I have no, I haven't really done this one, but I've thought about it. I have pre-ordered some books though, but I tend to pre-order the e-arcs. Maybe I have. Am I kidding myself? I don't know. Let's move on. Have you done this one? Let me know. Number 5 is thrift store shopping doesn't count if it's at a good price. This sort of ties into number 2, but I have definitely upped my secondhand book buying game. I'm not someone who like cares about the state of a spine. I actually like the older, pre-loved book look. It doesn't. They don't tend to go on these shelves back here where you can see, but I do have a stack of them over next to me. I've definitely gone into the well. I can get more books for less money if I go and buy them at a thrift store, and Perth has an amazing array of secondhand bookstores. So I've fallen into that one a few times. I've actually been thinking about a particular secondhand bookstore that I want to go to because I love the atmosphere in there. And that may be this very excuse. Well, it's a secondhand bookstore. They're going to be cheaper than if I just buy them from a regular bookstore. So therefore, it is justified. Number 6 is I'm on a book buying ban, but I need the series to match. This one I have fallen into 100%. So a lot of my justifications for spending large sums of money on like special editions have been the broken binding's fault. And the broken binding, I will say, is relatively well priced for the product that you get. So I have bought The Scar, which is the second book in the China Mieville series, and I just got Lords of the Weirdwood by R.J. Barker because I wanted the sets to match, and I didn't want to not have them. I recently backed the Kickstarter by Delia One to get the hardcover for Supplicant that matched the first book, and I also will spend more money on Kickstarters because again more money then goes to the author. They're getting sort of like a the easiest way I can put this is they get a prepayment for the product that they're putting out, but a lot of that money then like gets put into production costs and things like that. But it does give that author that money to go ahead and do that. Is the point of the Kickstarters. So I have done this, and even now, as I'm thinking, I think the the Titan Wild series by JDL Rosell, I think that's got a fourth book coming out. You can see them on the top of this shelf here above the War Eternal. I would be backing that Kickstarter because I want that series to match. They're all beautiful, and I can't get it at a later date because I need them to match. So I've definitely fallen into this one. And the last one is my favorite. It's I thought I'm on a book buying ban, but I'm not was good. This one is I'm on a book buying ban, but I forgot. Hands up if we've all forgotten we're not meant to be spending money on books. 100%. I've definitely done that multiple times since being on a low buy year and then had to go, oh crap, what have I spent on books? Am I still within my budget? What is happening in there? Those are some of the reasons that people give and myself have given to justify book buying whilst on a book buying ban or a low buy year. What are some of your reasons? Have you used any of these? Please let me know in the comments down below. If you like the content, give one of those. If you want to see more of it, click subscribe at your will, and I will catch you in the next video. Ciao.